Okay, welcome back to the Quintessential Quintuplets anime review, episode number 7. This one finishes up the 7 goodbyes are covering the last 5 chapters of the arc at chapters 46 50. And what they adapted did a pretty good job with that, though they cut some stuff out that were actually pretty important. Though they could easily do this, they could probably do what they did last week, like what they did last episode, where the portion they cut out, they could probably do as a flashback for next week's episode. It's possible, to say the least. So, the thing basically concludes this arc. Yep, starts off with Nana, Nanao, the one with the butterflies in her hair, talking to Isuka. I believe it's Isuka. No, I think it's Isuka. Where they're discussing basically getting back together, and the fact she know that, well, they need to be together. So, she decides to cut her hair. So, they have this sort of a subplot of Yoshiba basically trying to get her convinced her to quit the track team. Well, they don't exactly do that. So they first have one of the other sisters, one with the stars in her hair. They have her try to pose as her because they're quintuplets. Because they have the same face, they probably buy it. So, quintuplets are a good team. But they easily figure out the hair isn't the right length, so it's not her. But lucky enough that Mao shows up as Yoshiba and tells her, "Yeah, I want to quit," and says, "Who even want to start up a training camp just prior to the finals?" Yep, and well, then they have their finals at the basic. Well, then they go back to the apartment where they do some studying, and if they do all that studying, then of course, well, they go and have their exam. Though Futuro basically is not with them. Because he borrowed one of the girls' phone. And he contacts somebody. He says that he lied to him that he was contacting his sister because his battery is dead. Nope. He contacted their stepfather. Yep. Now, if you're curious, though, what was the conversation? Like, here's the thing. The anime cut out the conversation they had where he basically resigned as a tutor and he swore at him, like, do your frickin' job as a parent. And, well, then they have it where they're expecting Futuro to show up for the next day after they have their exam, which they didn't do that too well with it. So, basically, their father's driver, who was a retired teacher, he takes over as tutor. And he mentions them that Futuro has resigned and he has been forbidden to come to the apartment. Because he... Well, in the manga, they don't really say why the father did this for, but he did. And so, they want to go speak to him, like, but not yet. Let's do this exams first, the promise first, and you can go. And then they do them, and then before they say they go, then all of a sudden, like, several days pass by, and it's Christmas Eve. Yep, it's Christmas Eve. And they decide to, well, let's see. They go, they see Futuro where he's selling cakes, wearing a Santa suit, wearing Santa cakes, and the girl just happily find him. Takes him about a week to find him. And says, "You deliver a cake to our place." And the boss is like, "Go ahead. Take the cake and go. You have these beautiful women basically want to talk to you. Go. You lucky guy." I'm surprised they said, "You lucky dog. You have these 5 beautiful women basically want to talk to you. Go ahead. I approve." And then they talk for a while because, "I'm sorry I didn't tell you that I quit." And then it's like, "Wait, this is not your apartment." And he says, "Well, they don't live there anymore. They live at this other apartment that they rent because Isuka, who is an actress, makes enough money that she can afford this place." I mean, it looks like a regular apartment building. But I'm thinking, like, did she rent a room basically where they have all 5 girls share? Well, that's basically how it is. And, of course, well, they attempt to toss their old apartment keys into the water. Hudo tries to catch him, but he falls in the water himself. And then the girls get him, and Nana, who apparently can't swim, he saves her, but he tries to save this little round thing that Rina gave him from last episode. And then they basically decide to go inside because the cake was saved anyways. They decided to go inside and eat the cake, and, well, that's the episode. They cut out the ending of the chapter. It also mentions basically the replacement tutor with the guy with suntan thing, and they actually cut out basically the ending of this where their stepfather is not happy. Like, he says he won't lose his girls to this guy, and asks why the driver looks the way he does. Yeah, they cut that portion out of the anime, but they did a really good job with this episode. Me, I'm not really all that big a fan of this series, but I figured I just watch it because I feel like it. Yep. But it's definitely a good series. So, yeah, that's it for Cycle Review. Next one, My Hero Academia, and then One Piece and Boruto, okay? See you next video. Bye.